Everyone, welcome to our second episode of our podcast Off Script. I am Isra.
And I am Zara.
And today we are going to talk about the different school systems.
We are from Luxembourg, so our school system is divided into two forms of education. The first one is fundamental education from age 3 to 11. And the second one is secondary education, also known as high school, from ages 12 to 19 and above.
And also the high school years can be divided in trimesters or semesters.
We have three different forms of high school in Luxembourg. We have classic, general and modular. Each trimester or semester we have to do a certain number of tests which are then graded on 60 points, so you can get a maximum of 60 points, and if you get below 30 points you failed the test.
And the school hours vary from school to school, so it really depends in which school you go to.
Of our school system. Today we are going to interview a few of our friends who go to school in different countries, and they're going to tell us a bit about their school system.
First, we interviewed a student from France.
Hi, I'm Sana. I grew up in France, and I'm going to show you how school works there. Final grades are based on both continuous assessment throughout the year and major final exams, especially the baccalaureate, which plays a very important role at the end of high school. In France, students attempt primary school from about ages 6 to 11, then go to middle school from 11 to 15, and then high school from 15 to 18. A typical school day usually starts around 8 a.m. and finishes between 4 and 6 p.m. with several classes in the morning, a lunch break, and more lessons in the afternoon. The main language of instruction is French, and students are required to learn at least 2 foreign languages, usually English as the first and Spanish or German as the second. One rule that many students find confusing is that in France, wearing visible religious symbols such as the veil or a large cross is not allowed in public schools.
And now we interview a student from Canada.
Hi, my name is Muna. I grew up in Montreal, Canada, and I'm going to tell you about how school works there. A normal school day usually starts at 8:30 in the morning and finishes at 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon. School starts with primary school from about 5 to 11 years old. After that, we go to secondary school, which is like high school, 12 to 16 years old. It's called secondary 1 to secondary 5. After secondary school, students don't go straight to university. We go to Cégep, which is like special to Quebec. It lasts 2 years if you want to go to university. Most students finish school at 17 or 18 years old. Typical school day has 4 to 5 classes, and we have a lunch break of about 1. The main language of instruction in Montreal schools is French, and English is mandatory as a second language. Learning a third language is optional but not required.
Next we have a special guest, because our next student is a student from Luxembourg, and she went to an exchange to Finland for 1 month.
Hello, I'm Berit, and I did an exchange month in Finland last year that lasted about a month. During my time there, I also, of course, went to school with my host. So I got some inside information what the school was like. So a typical day was normally you have 2 hours of a school subject, unlike in Luxembourg. So the teacher really has 2 hours without a break, but between every subject there is a 10-minute break. And also the lunch break is divided into 3 groups. One day you could have lunch break at 11 already, another day at 12, or another at 13. The kids didn't really have notebooks and pencils anymore because all of their schoolwork is done on a computer. So also their tests are taken on that computer when they simply install a USB chip. So every other program is blocked. And then they get a grade from 0 to 100%. And if you have enough points from the class you take, because you can choose what subjects you take and which you don't want to have anymore. So if you have gotten enough points during your year, you can have your final exams also in these subjects. The primary language of instruction was, of course, Finnish, except for, of course, the languages. And they were able to learn English, which was mandatory. My host also explained to me that they either could learn German or Spanish in primary school, and then you could either deepen your studies in English or German, or you could also start to learn French or Spanish. And all in all, the school is it's a lot less strict than in Luxembourg. Like, students were on their phone or were just listening to music when the teacher was explaining things. And the teacher would kindly ask the students to put away the phones. And most of the time they did. Some other time they were just keep on playing things on their computer. So, yeah.
So that was it for our podcast. I hope you had fun watching it.
Or listening to it. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment about which country you study in.
Bye.